Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. Moser of Schaffhausen, Switzerland, the German Swiss up there, love to tell a good story, and this watch has more than its fair share. You're looking at the Moser Cie, Azuki, Elements of Time, Pioneer center second rotating bezel. This is a watch that's a collaboration between the anime short creators, Azuki, which means red bean in Japanese, and Moser. So the elements of time include their 4 elements, which are fire, lightning, earth, and water. This particular dial design represents the earth model. Now it's a 2025 edition of 24 pieces, which you can see on the reverse side, limited to 24, with this earth dial. Now it's a co-branded Moser and Azuki watch, and there was also some involvement from the 1916 Company, which sort of had a matchmaker role in the creation of this watch. Now, it's a fascinating piece because Azuki is a short format anime platform that also has some crypto adjacent value. Above and beyond the art itself, this has no specific crypto connection other than the connection to Azuki. So while that is out there, I want to clarify that this is not some sort of wearable NFT. The watch is part of the 40mm Pioneer center second rotating bezel series. So in titanium grade 5, it's 40mm in diameter, 11.5mm thick, 47.6 from lug tip to lug tip with a 20mm spacing between the lugs. It's nice and light, and on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters circumference, it wears well. Now, it is a full bracelet version of the Pioneer 40, the rotating bezel giving it more of a dive watch sort of aesthetic and dive watch functionality. The timepiece wears easily, and although it doesn't look thin, it really is. It's actually thinner by a little bit more than 1 millimeter compared to a Rolex Submariner, so this will fit underneath the cuff. Taking a look at how it wears, you can see that I could wear this on a smaller wrist, probably as small as 14 centimeters circumference, and once more, my wrist is 16. The bracelet's a lovely piece. Like everything else here, the aesthetic is media blasted matte metal. We have a conforming end link to mate it to the case, and then a little bit of a taper down from the end link towards the clasp itself. If you take a look, you can see every single link here is removable for fine-tuning the fit. You'll need a block and a punch to remove the bars, but the bars are a tried and true way of avoiding accidental stripping of flathead screws, so you won't worry about a stranded link. We've got a clasp with twin trigger release, and so you have to press both triggers to open it up. We also have a push button incremental adjustment system. You push the button, you release the rack. Now you have the ability to slide it in fine form. You can see little adjustments or out all the way. It's great for sizing. You can also put it over a winter sweater or a coat if you want to wear it externally in cold weather, or over a suit if you're diving. The case band features a sort of recess and coining combination. You'll find the exact same on the clasp itself. Moser pin buckles generally match the design of the case, and the clasp here also matches the design of the case. We have the Moser logo right there. Moser, of course, German Swiss watchmaking out of Schaffhausen. Their big neighbor, IWC, is probably the best known company from that neighborhood. But if you look at the movement, which is the HMC 200, you'll realize that Moser does something IWC cannot do, which is make its own assortment. So Moser makes its own hairspring, free sprung balance, escape wheel, and escape lever. That is called the assortment, and together they are made in-house by Moser's Precision Engineering subsidiary. The watch features bidirectional automatic winding via a pawl-based magic lever-style winding system, 72-hour power reserve, 3 Hz beat rate, stop seconds, so you can set it precisely to a reference time, and hybrid ceramic bearings with a steel race and ceramic balls. It's a 32mm diameter movement with a triple decorated, that is beveled, media blasted, and snailed rotor, double-crusted Moser stripes across the bridges, a bevel on the edge of the bridge, machined but handsome, neat, and attractive, satination on the balance bridge itself, and then engine turning on the base plate with all screw heads polished. The watch features a full balance bridge and a free sprung balance for shock resistance, and again, a 72-hour power reserve. On the dial side, you can see we've got the crown, Moser branded, screw down 120 meters. We do have a unidirectional rotating and particularly loud and chunky 60-click dive bezel. Now, here's something you probably haven't seen. You've seen anodized aluminum bezel inserts, but this one is actually titanium. You can line it up with the minute hand, and now you've got a 0 to 60-minute count-up timer. I often find dive bezels handier and easier to read and cheaper to service in the long run than chronographs. If you just want to chart the passage of time less than an hour, I recommend a dive bezel. Now, taking a look here, you can see every 5-minute increment is clearly marked on this bezel. It is fully luminescent, so if you line up that index with the minute hand, you can precisely read the elapsed time in the dark. What you'll also note is that the indices are actually three-dimensional blocks of ceramic-based lume called global light, and the same material is present on the hands. You can also see that the indices have outboard indices, dot indices, so it is a remarkably nuanced dial, and that's before we even get to the Azuki element. So the Elements of Time series, that's what this is, comes with a custom anime. So if you want to check out the anime that Azuki has produced on its website for the Moser Elements of Time collaboration, you can get a sort of visualized, animated interpretation of what these different elements mean. So this is Earth. So we have this pyramid-style hobnail, and then we have a gradient lacquer fade from sort of a gold at the center to almost red at the edge, and then there's a chaptering featuring those outboard indices. It's a really clean look. Moser is kind of light on text, so we have the company name and then nothing else. They don't even write Swiss made on their dial because Swiss made is a 60% standard. Moser likes to say its watches are 90 to 100% Swiss, 90 at the bare minimum. The movement is large on the case back, 32 millimeters, so it nicely fills this 40 millimeter case. In case you're wondering what else is going on here, well, the Azuki Elemental series is also part of their running anime theme on their YouTube channel, among other platforms. So if you want to learn a little bit more about that, you can go down that rabbit hole of short format anime. But the idea here is that you have a traditional Swiss watch that encapsulates part of what Azuki stands for, which is creativity, crowdsourcing, sort of the aesthetic of street culture and street fashion, and all that comes together in this watch. If that sounds like a lot to take in, well, it's sort of is. This is one of those really dense concepts that needs to be unpacked in far more than a 7-minute video. So consider this to be a pure product showcase, and if you want to learn more about the art behind it, definitely check out Azuki. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.